Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. The goal with the position, as always, is to find something both sturdy and comfortable. You don't want to feel like you're about to fall over, so you want to be stable, but you also don't want to be distracted by the way your body feels, so you want to be comfortable. Just find what works for you. You can sit in a chair, you can sit in a formal meditation posture, just find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, or you feel more comfortable doing that, go ahead and close your eyes during this practice. There are no hindrances here. But if your eyes are open, go and just leave the screen alone and drop your gaze gently down below you, kind of looking at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing at a particular spot in the floor, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly, yet clearly downwards. You're in a comfortable and sturdy seated position. And your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly but clearly downwards. Maybe your mind is having trouble paying attention, or maybe things are going on. Just begin this practice by allowing your mind to be distracted. It's okay that we have a lot of thoughts, or there's a lot of things going on, or we're just too tired to do this, or whatever it is. Just allow it. There's nothing to be achieved here, nothing special, so there's really no pressure in this practice. You are here, right now, and that's all. It's a reality whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not. You are here. And just start to begin to notice the sounds around you in the room. Not judging them, just letting our eardrums hear what they want to hear. And starting to notice the body sensations. the smell of a room, different emotions, and of course, what you see and perceive with the eyes. All of experience happening now. And if you're finding trouble noticing this moment as it is, it's probably because you're habituated to be aware of your thoughts or of thinking. So, a nice method we use to leave our thinking alone is to just bring our attention to the coming and going of the breath, the gentle sensations and rhythm that comes along with noticing the breath. And just see how long you can just stay with breathing. We're not doing it wrong. You're not taking a test. Just out of genuine curiosity, notice the breath rising and falling. And if you're normal, I'm probably interrupting you thinking to yourself again. And that's okay. It's very normal because it's a habit of ours is to pay attention incessantly to thinking. So when you notice that you're lost in some thought, just gently return to the breath. Without a goal, without a purpose, just returning for returning's sake, rising and falling. Come back. Come back to the breath. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to the breath, rising and falling. The breath can be noticed even while our thoughts are running. Thoughts do not have to be quiet for us to notice the breath. So don't try to get rid of your thoughts or ignore them. Let them come. Remain with breathing. All right, you can look at the screen. Now, I'm not a big believer in higher powers or gods. I used to be. And But there's something that I think is extraordinarily important that we find in most religious traditions, monotheistic traditions. And of course, you could find it in New Age spirituality. But it is this idea of thy will be done. Not mine, God, your will be done. This release of trying to control. And we can do this with the way things are. You don't need a belief to do this. A complete trust in the way things are. Because what's great and what I see when I have my friends or other people I know who have become, say, a born again Christian, they start a new religion. And one of the things that I see the quickest is when they start to improve in their lives is that they stop worrying because all of a sudden they have something to give them hope and to give them a sense of being taken care of. So they give up this strangle, this all this energy used to control, protect, make things go our own way. You say, no, not my will, it's God's will, right? Now, like I said, I don't believe in God or anything like that, but to give up control is just so important. The universe itself, which you are it, doesn't have a personal care for your problems. However, the way things go, if you trust it, even though it will let you down sometimes, is better than fighting it. Because if you live a life that is in stark contrast, a rejection or a distrust of the way things are, always fearing, always being afraid, that's a life of full suffering, torture even. But if you do the other option and say, you know what? I know sometimes you will let me down. I know this. But I'm going to trust you anyway. And you is the way things are, right here, in your present, current life situation. Trust it. Know that it is not just, the universe isn't out to just get you, even though sometimes it feels that way. And when I say the universe, I'm not talking about some higher power. I mean this simply as the way things are. So we all must develop a sort of faith in what is, a trust, regardless of what it may turn out to be. It could be a God, could be some higher power, I don't know. But all I do know is if you trust that the way things are going, that is a life better spent, a life less contracted, a life less worried and afraid. So just have trust in the way things are. And more likely than not, it's your mind that's causing you to be untrustful. It's your mind that has destroyed the trust you have in the way things are because it's always presenting worries and problems and issues. It's always looking at the bad because that's what it's designed. I mean, that's evolution. We evolved to be this way. Slightly pessimistic is better for survival than being optimistic. So you trust what is, just let it happen. And yes, sometimes that will let you down, but it doesn't mean you don't go on trusting it, regardless of the situation. And the more you practice, the easier this is, because the more you practice, the more you're learning to leave thinking alone. And the more you learn to leave thinking alone, you leave alone the worries, the problems, the fears. So as I always say, practice. Whatever you do, just practice. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for showing up. And as always, I'm without exception. I'll see you tomorrow.